Hi, this is Yao from CronosChainNews. My guest today is Yarkin, Business Development Manager for Aden Games, the company behind MarbleVerse. Today, we'll be talking about blockchain, GameFi, DeFi, and a lot of other cool stuff. So let's get right to it. First of all, thank you for joining. I really appreciate your time. I'm sure you have better things to do, but you're here with me right now, so this is great. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having us. Thanks for reaching out. Personally, I love what you've been doing, and the team is also very appreciative of this chance to be on this platform. Honestly, I have nothing better to do. This is amazing. I always enjoy talking to fellow members from the Crow fam, obviously, and you're a delightful person. So once again, thank you so much for having us.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So tell me more about your company, and I would definitely like to know how many people are behind the project.
Sure. So we're primarily a game development company. That's basically our bread and butter. We were established in 2019 with 3 founders, completely self-funded. And after a couple of years of developing hyper-casual games, casual games, mid-core games, we quickly realized the potential that Web3 and blockchain gaming had early in 2021, 2022 era. And after long amounts of research, we decided that we wanted to kind of get some sort of expertise in this area. That's what initially motivated us to start MarbleVerse. MarbleVerse started out as more of a learn how project, kind of to get the feel for the environment, to learn Solidity development, and we were pleasantly surprised with the amount of success it had, and we've been just focusing on it and continuously developing it ever since.
So tell me more about the ethos of the project. What do you plan on accomplishing with it?
Well, we got into MarbleVerse, like I said, as a learn how project. We wanted to kind of like test the waters. Our main developer, who unfortunately due to technical difficulties couldn't join us today, kind of started that path on his own. Then we quickly realized the potential it had, formed a team around him, and it started as a very simple GameFi app, and that was it. It's basically a marble racing simulation game where people can buy marbles, NFTs, and they can participate in races. The races then are simulated in the back end, and then the results are displayed, and you can see if your marble won the race or not, if you came in top 10, top 5, whatever. And based on your position, you would get a reward, which would allow you to earn our in-game token, Rollium, which you could then exchange for alternative NFTs that we have on our own marketplace, or you can just exchange it for Crow and CronosCoin. We also developed our own marketplace as well, just for this project. But it blew up. It was very successful. We have a lovely community. They've been with us for a very long time. They're loyal. They're amazing people, all of them individually. I don't want to name anyone right now because I would because of fear of missing someone out. But just to name a few, we have amazing members, amazing community managers, whether it be Last Capman, Law, who recently joined. So many people, Gunny, whoever they may be. I'm just trying to remember some names off the top of my head. Really amazing community. And with the feedback that we got from our community, we decided that we wanted to invest even further into MarbleVerse and turn it from a GameFi app into an actual full-fledged playable game. So we went into this gamification process and we decided we were going to develop it even further. Now we're 95% ready for our Twitch integration, which is going to basically show all the races, and there's going to be a continuous stream, 24 hours, 7 days a week, constantly streaming races on Twitch. Our players will be able to go to Twitch and watch whichever race they want. We're also developing a mobile app for Android and iOS as well. We've developed a playable single-player game where there's like a challenge level, and you try to complete that level within the shortest amount of time possible. We're going to add more levels, more tracks, more designs. There's going to be different race tracks as well. And we're just going to keep on developing MarbleVerse to see what sort of potential it has in the future for us as well. And we're kind of we're going into season 3 now. We've had 2 seasons of races, and at the end of this month, we're going to go into season 3. In season 3, we're going to have different races as well. Used to be we only had like 2 or 3 formats of races where you could, where our players could enter and participate in. Now there's going to be different races, maybe like smaller races where only 15 marbles are allowed to compete, or 25 races, but only epics and legendaries can join. So we're going to give the people more options, more alternatives, more incentives to participate in a variety of races, and we'll host different rewards. We've got a ticket system coming that's going to reward everyone for watching the streams as well. So we're trying to kind of focus on Twitch a little bit more, focus on the actual game aspect of this GameFi app as we continuously gamify it and eventually turn it into a full-fledged game that could compete with maybe AA levels, maybe even AAA levels of games in the future. We definitely have a long continuous development plan, and post season 3 we're going to focus more on community-driven development. We're not necessarily a DAO, but we try to mostly get our ideas from the community as well. So we'll have a meeting at the office, the team and I will get together, and I'll be like, hey, so this is what the Discord wants, this is what the people want, and I feel like these are some of the features that we can implement, and then they'll share their ideas. So we'll establish like a community bridge between Aden Games and MarbleVerse community, and we'll try to continuously develop on both ends, from feedback from both ends, like getting feedback from both ends. That's what
Perfect.
It looks like.
Why did you guys choose to develop on Cronos as opposed to other chains out there? Because I mean, there are quite a few chains that you could have chosen from, but you decided to build on Cronos. Like, why did you choose to build on Cronos?
There was a couple of decisions. We looked into multiple chains, whether it be like Polygon, Avalanche, whatever. We looked into a bunch of different chains. We looked into Binance as well before. The reason was, well, quite strategic really, but the main driving factor was Crypto.com. We were genuinely very, very impressed with what Crypto.com had done in a very short amount of time, mind you. All this stuff is relatively new. I still believe that Web3 blockchain still is in its infancy, and Crypto.com had done amazing marketing efforts, ads. They had a bunch of deals that they were doing, collaborations with the ecosystem, and we were looking at these huge brands, and they all had like Cronos logo on them, whether it be like even the previously Staples Center. Now you see the Cronos logos everywhere. The World Cup, you see Cronos logos there. So we were really impressed with what they'd done in terms of a marketing standpoint. And upon further inspection, we realized that Cronos would be the optimal environment for us to launch a game project on, because there wasn't any. We were the first. We were looking into other blockchains as well. Other blockchains had a bit more competition, and they were more experienced than us, because this, like I said, this was our first project, and we were very new at the beginning, obviously. But Cronos didn't have a GameFi app, didn't have a game that was fully fledged. So we decided that it would be best to kind of be the first in a new environment, rather than try and go into a place where we didn't know as well as Cronos, and it already had competitors. Lucky for us, it worked out, and Cronos got back to us. They really helped us at the beginning as well. They did assist us with marketing and stuff. We did some AMAs with them, just like what we're doing with you right now, which is amazing always. And that really like propelled us, and we were really happy with the decision that we made going with Cronos for our launch.
Perfect. Sounds great. Yeah, I mean, Cronos is definitely an exciting blockchain, and I totally understand why your team has chosen to build on this blockchain. And Crypto.com in general, I think they're a very friendly platform, and I'm sure you could probably agree to the fact that their interface is very straightforward. It's very seamless.
Very user-friendly, very easy to comprehend.
Yeah, perfect. Essentially, we've actually seen, for example, we've seen a bull run about a year and a half ago in Q4 2021. And I think that around that time, Bitcoin was around $68,000, $69,000 or so. And this is in USD. And as of today, I haven't checked within the recent hours or so what the price of Bitcoin is, but we've definitely seen a drop, right? We've seen Bitcoin going from 69, 68,000 or so to maybe 25, 26K, 27K maybe. So how has that affected your project?
Obviously it has affected it quite heavily as well. So we were pleasantly surprised with how we were able to sell out, like completely sell all of our NFTs. We were minted out very shortly after launch. And back then, crypto, the entire ecosystem was in a much more stable and more prosperous position. Unfortunately, it hit us hard as well. But we do have faith in this ecosystem, regardless of the current situation. And I don't want to like go over the very well-known scandals, whether it be like the Sam Bankman issue or the crash or whatever. Crypto has always had its ups and downs, but we're very faithful in this upcoming bull market, maybe in 2025, maybe even earlier than that. But most of the speculation, most of the data analysis shows that there is going to be another huge bull run coming up, and we're very excited for it. And hopefully it's going to be beneficial for everyone involved in the ecosystem.
Could you elaborate more on the inspiration behind the NFT collection? Like, what was the inspiration behind it? Because when I think of MarbleVerse, I'm thinking of like the nostalgic feel of playing or racing marbles when I was a kid, for example. And I just wanted to hear more about this. Like, how did this all come about?
That's the main driving factor, the nostalgia. Like, marbles are universal. Everyone has played or everyone has seen a shiny marble when they were young, and they were like just fascinated by how amazing it looked, how it looked like lovely in the light when the sunshine, and you were trying to beat other players, and you would take their marbles if you beat them, and you would fight over them, and you would get excited over them. The idea was, let's go for something nostalgic that would definitely encapsulate literally everyone in the world. And we were just tossing ideas at a wall. You know, one day we're having a meeting at the office, and we're like, what about this? What about robot warriors? What about that? We're just constantly just randomly generating ideas. And then we eventually came up with MarbleVerse, and we said, hey, what if marbles were racing and NFTs were marbles? And we could design these like cool, intricate designs, and you can do so much with marbles because it's a sphere, and you can put intricate designs in them. You can change their surface, you can change their like just overall looks, and there's just so much room for so much detail in a marble design that we were very interested in that idea. Then we looked at a couple of mock designs, and we thought, what if a marble had like our company's logo in it? What if there was like a dragon in it? What if we did this and that? What if we put this and this? What if the other different rarities had different colors, different backgrounds? And there was so much that we could work with. We were really encapsulated by the idea as well, and we just rolled with it.
One of the things that I've talked to my team about is real life utilities when it comes down to NFTs. Here's a quick scenario, right? So do you see a near future where NFTs have a real life use case? Because we've discussed this internally, and I wanted to get your opinion on this part.
I definitely see a huge utility, a huge potential for NFTs, and we're starting to see it recently as well. You see it in the media industry, in the music industry as well, artists releasing NFTs that come with additional utilities, like you can buy an album or download or listen to something on Spotify, right? But if you buy or if you commit to like using an X NFT, I don't remember which artist it was exactly, but I read this and I thought it was very interesting. If you hold a certain NFT from like the artist's project, you get to listen to like additional content. It's like here's the messed up version of the song that got like 8 million listens, you know, and then you can hear stuff like that. They can offer stuff like that. I've seen crypto.com offer a few utilities as well. I think they're doing a great job on that regard as well. We're also trying to do something like that as well. What we did is we have these profile pictures and boosters called Marbies in the MarbleVerse universe. And this season, as a reward, we're going to ship out 3D printed toys to all NFT holders that came top 3 in the season leaderboard list. So I definitely like the idea of NFTs offering utilities. I don't love just like profile picture projects. Nothing against them, but I definitely would want to have some sort of utility in an NFT as well. And we also offer the single player game mode. The game itself is free. You can play it as a guest as well, but if you have a marble, the marble that you play with changes, so you can use your favorite marble and race it on the track, just have a nice chill time. So I'm definitely for, and I do believe in the potential in marble and in NFT utilities. I'm definitely certain that the utilities, as time goes on, as the ecosystem grows, will expand alongside the ecosystem.
So what about GameFi? Like, what do you think about GameFi as a whole? Because right now, I think that there are a few projects on the Cronos chain that are working on GameFi projects or application within their system. But where do you see GameFi as basically an industry when it comes down to the blockchain? And how big do you see this industry in the next few years or so? And what's your whole take on it?
Obviously, decentralized finance has made a huge shockwave around the world. This is the next step in this technological evolution that's continuously going on around us. And DeFi and games, so GameFi, they just work well together. Having the seamless financial transaction and having digital ownership, where players actually get to own a part of the game that they love and play, and then they use it and sell it or whatever with it. I feel like this approach, this new technological advancement, works so well for the gaming industry. And in the next few years, I'm almost positive that the conventional AAA giants, EA, Ubisoft, Activision, whatever, we're going to start seeing those types of companies build blockchain games. And as the Web3 ecosystem and blockchain environment gets more massively adapted to the world, we're going to see these players in this industry as well. So the industry potential is endless right now.
Excellent. Can you tell me more about Rollium?
Rollium is basically our token. You earn Rollium by racing and winning, basically. The more marbles you have, the more marbles you can participate with in races, and the more Rollium you win. You can use them to buy Marbies, and Marbies are NFTs that have utility. We have a variety of different Marbies that are just these cute little Furby-like creatures. I guess that's the closest thing to identify Marbies. They're adorable. I can show you that as well as we move on. Different Marbies offer different utilities. Some provide energy regeneration, which allows you to race more. Your marbles have a limited source of energy, and as you participate in races, you have to wait a certain while before you can participate in another one with that same marble. We have some Marbies that you can assign to your marbles that provide energy regen. Some upgrade their energy capacity. Some just give them different ways of boosting and just allowing for you to race more, or to just overall expand the energy bar more. We have hourly rates, overall rates, flat rates increase as well. So you can use Rollium to buy those, or you can just exchange it for Cronos.
Has marketing been challenging on the blockchain? Because this is fairly, it's a new industry. And I wanted to understand how your marketing has been, whether it's been successful or whether it's been challenging. Like, can you tell me more about that?
For sure. It was god awful. It was terrible, and we got scammed. We got DDoSed. We lost a lot of money to a bunch of grifters. Not a bunch, but two. When we first launched the project, see, we're a gaming company. We know how to make games. We know what the gamers love. We know how to develop in this environment, in conventional games, right? But at the beginning, that's all we were. We were purely just a game development company. So we did the game. We're very happy. We're excited. We're about to launch it. Then we reached out to these, I'm not going to give their names, but we reached out to these quote unquote influencers, right? Random dude that has X amount of followers on Twitter, 100K, 400K, 1 million, right? And they charged us an exorbitant amount of money. And we were like, oh, well, I mean, we don't know if we want to do this or not, but we're also like very excited for this project. We want to, kind of launch into the Web3 ecosystem as well. So we're like, okay, fine, let's work with them. Yeah, 0 returns, 0 followers, nothing on Discord, no players whatsoever. Then we kind of looked a little bit further into detail, and then we analyzed their accounts, and we're going through some stuff, and we're like, oh my god, these are all bots. None of these accounts are real people. Oh my god, these are just fake followers. Oh, this guy just took our money and left, because we paid them with crypto, right? And we paid them with crypto, and then they just blocked us, and that was the end of it. Like, no promotion, no nothing. It was terrible, and it was really, it really resonated with us. And it was kind of like a wake-up call, like, oh wow, there are these malicious people in this ecosystem as well that will try to scam you, that will take your money and run, that will just pull your rug under you and just dip. So then we decided to do a more slow and steady, more organic approach. At that point, Cronos really came in clutch. They helped us out. We set up some Twitter AMAs. Twitter AMAs have been the best source of marketing we've done so far. We established a community quickly after initial failure stage. But those types of AMAs, the organic group where we just went up to people and spoke and told who we are, what we did, what we were doing, what our plans were, really allowed us to reach a bunch of like-minded individuals that were like, hey, you know what? This is interesting. I'm interested in this. Let's work together. And then it kind of like snowballed from there.
Gosh, just hearing you talking about those scamming stories, I mean, it's really sad, and I think this is very, internally, I think we've discussed this, and one of the things that we agreed on is the fact that every new industry has, a certain amount of level of malicious actors who will definitely affect a lot of people, whether you're a developer, whether you're a trader, whether you're just someone who's just a fan of the blockchain. I think that right now we're still in the infancy stage of blockchain. And I think that there's definitely, I mean, you have to be careful, right? You have to be definitely careful, but you can't be too careful almost. It seems like you have to just understand that there's always a chance that when it comes down to certain things like marketing on there or paying influencers to help you promote your project, there's a chance that it may not lead to anything at all. And it's unfortunate that has happened to you guys. But I mean, I really hope that in the near future, these things get sorted out, a little bit better. And that leads me to my next question. Actually, I wanted to know what's your take on, for example, like the SEC saying that most cryptos aside from Bitcoin are securities. Like, what's your take on that? And where do you see regulations in blockchain? And do you see a use for it? And just tell me a little bit more about that.
I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen from a regulatory standpoint. There are some, I would say, there's a positive developments about this. A couple of nations, a couple of governments officially recognizing crypto as one of their official currencies. Especially in the LATAM area, I believe. Now, so the idea of a regulatory force, I feel like kind of from a fundamental standpoint, goes against the whole decentralized mentality that we have. But I'm hoping, and I feel like both communities, when I say both communities, I mean everyone involved in blockchain, everyone in this ecosystem, and the rest of the world is eventually going to have to meet up at a common point and say, hey, we'll compromise this much, you guys compromise this much, and we'll find something, a middle ground to work with so that everyone can benefit from it.
Yeah. And I'm going to take a quick tea break right here, where I'm going to sip this tea really quick. All right. Okay. The next question that I have for you is, let's say I'm a fan of what you guys are working on. Okay. Let's say I'm a fan. Where can you send people to in order to check out MarbleVerse or to check out a little bit more about Aden Games and what your team has to offer?
Our company website is www.adengames.com. For more information about MarbleVerse, most people can directly write to me. We're all trying to be active as much as we can on Discord, especially during the weekdays. Our Twitter is MarbleVerse_IO. Our website is MarbleVerse.io. And if you go to discord.gg/MarbleVerse, join our community, join the server, ask us, hey, I saw your interview on CronosChain's network and I wanted to get some promotion, and I'll get back to you. Or even if I don't, one of our community members will definitely get back to you. Like I said, very friendly community. They're always active. And we have, I think, like more than 7 nations in the community. So there's constantly people online at one point during the day. We have a bunch of people from different time zones as well, which is great because even when you're bored, you can just go to the Discord chat and be like, yo, what's up? And someone will respond, which is awesome. So if you want more information, just contact us from any one of those channels, whether it be Twitter, Discord, our emails. We're all open, very transparent about our contact information, so everyone can reach me at any time they want.
Perfect. I'll be sure to include all of those links in the description, so
Awesome.
everyone will be able to have access to it. Where do you see your project 2 years from now? Let's say in the next, let's say 2 to 3 years from now, where do you see Aden Games and where do you see MarbleVerse?
Ooh, tough question. 2 to 3 years from now, hopefully a lot bigger. We're trying to grow as a company, and we're in dialogue with multiple people. We also have a different project aside from MarbleVerse that we currently are working on. Well, we're not really working on, but we're in an investment run, if you will. We're talking with a bunch of investors. We really want to commit to this environment. We really want to commit to the growth of the industry as a whole, and we want to be one of the pioneers, the leading charging force of it, if we can. And this is going to sound kind of, I guess, too optimistic or maybe too hopeful, or maybe even cliche, some would say, but we really do want to set an industry standard and just be open, be transparent, and we want to kind of like set an example for the rest of the industry that, hey, you know what, you don't have to scam people. You can still make a decent amount of living from this, and you can still be honest, and you can still be transparent, and you can still deliver great, good, fun games that people can enjoy while, you know, reaping the benefits of Web3 as well.
I know that earlier when we were talking, I think earlier this week, if I'm not mistaken, we were speaking, and you told me that you played basketball. So I wanted to know more about your basketball game. So what position do you play, and how often do you play basketball?
We have practice every Thursday, and our games are usually on Tuesdays, on Monday, and Sundays. So I play basketball like 2 times a week, and I I like to play the small forward, but I am a little big for the small forward position, and we don't really have like a lot of big guys on the team. There's just like one more guy who's above 2 meters, which is 6'6", I think, in feet, 6'6" or 6'9". I don't know. I'm 2 meters tall, so I'm a big guy. So I tend to play the 4 and 5 position, power forward to center, depending on the matchup. But yeah, in my heart, I always wanted to play the 3 position, but I'm a little bit too big for that.
I got to tell you, now that we're talking about basketball, since I'm based in Southern California, you know I have to rock with the Lakers.
Yes, sir.
We don't have a great squad. I know we don't have a great squad this year, but every year it's Lakers all day. So I just wanted to show you.
ever since Shaq, ever since Kobe, I've been a Lakers fan as well. Always been.
Shaq and Kobe era.
I loved Shaq, watching him just dominate the paint and just bully these like huge big guys. And people just get bullied by Shaq. And I love the way he played. He was like the best, like kind of that old school center that was just so dominant. You see all types of like amazing players in the GOAT talk, whether it be Jordan or Wilt or LeBron or Kobe or MJ. I don't know if Shaq would be considered in the GOAT, but he was definitely by far the most dominant player to ever play the game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Shaq was definitely. I would even say he's probably the most dominant one. You know, I mean, there's probably going to be an argument with Wilt and maybe Hakeem Olajuwon, but I think Shaq was just sheer power. He was just ferocity. I mean, he was just. I mean, you pass the ball to Shaq. I think there's even a picture of him dunking on 5 people against the Brooklyn Nets back in the days. You know, I think back then they were called New Jersey Nets, right? It wasn't.
Yeah,
Brooklyn
they were New Jersey Nets. Yeah,
but I think it's like a very iconic image of him dunking on 5 players. It was like Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin. And I'm showing my age here, you know. I'm showing my age here because I'm talking about players that they're retired like 10 plus years ago. So
yeah, exactly.
But no, I mean, this is great, and you know, I've had a lot of fun talking to you. I feel like I could talk to you for hours about blockchain, about basketball, and about gaming in general. But I have to say, this has been one of the funnest chats that I've had in a very long time when it comes down to blockchain conversation. And Yarkin, I just want to say thank you so much. I wish your project a lot of success, and hopefully we can maybe speak soon, maybe within the next 6 months or so, and to see where your project is, and maybe get some updates from your team. And yeah.
we'll definitely keep in touch. I've had a ton of fun as well. This has been super fun. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and having us as MarbleVerse on this platform as well. We'll keep in touch. I'll be sure to notify you when we have an episode update, and I'd love to be able to come on the show again, and I'd love it if you host us again. This was super fun. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you.